And now shifting to Africa, the military in Nigeria will release over 300 Boko Haram suspects after a court ruled that there was no evidence that they actually committed any crimes. The more than 300 alleged suspects will be released in the northeastern Borno state, the heartland of the insurgency. Now, Nigeria has in fact been running an amnesty program for jihadists who willingly surrender. The fighters go through a rehabilitation process before being integrated back into society. In fact, for years, Nigeria has been reeling under violent extremism by Boko Haram. The jihadist group was founded in 2002 as an Islamic sectarian movement, and the name Boko Haram essentially means Western education is a sin. The group sees the federal and the northern state governments in Nigeria, as well as political and religious elites, as morally corrupt, and they reject a secular state. In 2009, they launched an insurgency seeking to overthrow the government and establish an Islamic State. Since then, the group has carried out assassinations and large-scale acts of violence. Their targets have included police stations, government buildings, banks, churches, and people engaged in what they consider un-Islamic activities. In 2012, the Nigerian government tried to negotiate with the group, but failed when Boko Haram continued their acts of violence. Now, Boko Haram grabbed headlines across the world in 2014 when more than 270 schoolgirls were kidnapped from the town of Chibok. The incident ignited a global campaign for their return called Bring Our Girls Back. But 10 years later, dozens of these girls have still never been found. The insurgency has killed tens of thousands of people and forced more than 2 million people to flee their homes. To date, it is one of the world's worst humanitarian crises. From impeachments to inaugurations, if it's a political story, we are on the scene. The race for the White House is heating up.
We're beating Biden.
How dare he say that?
If it's breaking news, we're live with the latest coverage. From the White House, the State Department, and Capitol Hill, we know the issues, but above all, we know the players to bring you the latest in-depth analysis on all the key stories that we're covering. I'm Eric Ham. Join me from Washington here on Firstpost America.